I really love the Starless Sea. So far, I think, yeah, maybe it's not a traditional book with a clear linear story and climax and apparent ending. I want to break down my thoughts, but thoughts feel hard. I feel like it captured feelings in me the most, and that's what stayed with me so far, is that we're all stories and stardust. Maybe it doesn't have to do with the book, but I kind of do feel like the book is like an oracle, in a sense, full of interpretations. Everybody may interpret it differently. It made me think of Dia de los Muertos and my ancestors. Maybe that's because it's already been on my mind. But we're all stories, and my ancestors, everyone, we are all stories. And you can forget them doesn't mean they're gone, maybe just waiting to be remembered or picked up again. If the Starless Sea was what it does, it takes things. It's like the stories that never got finished, written, or burned, or never picked up in a long time. It kept saying that change is what makes a story, and Allegra saw the ending coming, but she tried to stop it from coming. But you can't contain the ocean, you can't contain death. Is death just not another change? Transformation? I feel like it spoke to the part of me that gets sad, and I have even cried when I finished a show, a movie, or a book, because this whole universe is made, and it's over. Maybe sure, can be spin-offs, time jumps, expanding the universe, but it's still not what it was, and it never will be. Also, a part that stayed with me was Simon and Eleanor, how they fell off the page, and they were no longer part of the story. But it's crazy because, duh, it doesn't mean their story is over, it's just not captured, not visible to the starless part of the Starless Sea, like the eyes are not on them, until Zachary brings them back into the story so the story can end. But again, my sadness and grief of finishing the story, or a movie, or a book, or a show, is that you get to witness this mini-universe and then you can't continue on. Doesn't mean it's no longer there, but then it becomes something of its own because it's not tied to a narrative anymore. Like, you can imagine what they do every day after, but you actually don't know, and doesn't that give them free will? Is that what death is? We actually don't know. There are theories, or again, we can use our imagination. Maybe they're in heaven, or in purgatory, or in hell, whatever, but we don't actually know. Are they still even who they were in the physical world, or have they changed into something else, something more? I don't know. I don't know what happens when stories end. I guess, yeah, that version of them is gone in a sense, maybe, left to be forgotten until someone remembers or picks up that story, or remembers an ancestor again. So that actually is never gone, but also stuff is happening beyond what we can see or feel or even imagine. I try to think of what the bees mean. I mean, they crafted the story, they're creators, they were in the kitchen, they made the food out of honey, they named the characters. In real life, bees make beehives, they go flower to flower, they see and collect, bring it back to the hive, always adding and adding. So are they both creators and collectors? And what is the key? A key unlocks doors or unlocks them. You can throw away the key and keep things hidden, or you can unlock and release what is hidden or unknown. It's a decision of what can or can't be. So are the keys decisions? And what is the sword? It mentions sacrifice. Swords cut, swords protect. There are swords. Just, are they a physical representation of the physicality, the fragility of stories or existence? The inherent value of existence? Or I guess it could be the ways we try to protect ourselves from what we perceive as harm. Is the sacrifice the physical damage that comes with change, like the pain left behind when one goes? Is the sword the bringer of change? Are cats just mysteries? May they be the mysteries in life, our curiosity of what our stories can be, what they can mean, and where we can go or ignore. And the owl is actual change, which brings the story to the end. But does the sword always try to kill the owl? Maybe it's also fear of change that's going to happen anyways, or prolonging the pacing which you consume the story, because the end is getting closer and closer, just how death is always coming no matter how we may try to stop it. I don't know what the crown means. I mean, it's on the Owl King, but it's also fate, and on Zachary. Crowns mean king, queen, royalty, who's on top, the one with true power, control, responsibility. There's always another Owl King. Fate, the crown, Zachary wears the crown. I'm not sure. Maybe they're just big characters. Maybe how they control the story and how it goes. Controlling your own story, taking control of your story and life. Heart would be the life force. What keeps the story alive? The heart of the story. What brings the story alive? Will, love, passion. It's life. Maybe again, giving life to a story, remembering it, picking up a story. And the feather is writing, creating a new story, the beginning, a new path. I think doors are portals. The doors we open or don't open, whether or not we walk into them, what could be, the chances we take, how we can change our story, reality jumping, opening to a new world, leaving behind another, or staying, or going. Fate and time are always there, always progressing the story, watching for what keys we find or throw away, what doors we do or don't go into, what we take control of or don't, what we breathe life into or let die, what we create or destroy, what we do with our time and our apparent fate, what we hold on to, protect, what we collect as we head to our inevitable change. To be ancestors, to be forgotten, left to collect dust until someone remembers or they don't, but we are not gone, not really.